Hello students. In previous video we were discussing elements in the body tag are categorized into 5. We were on the topic basic HTML tags in which we had continued from the elements of the body tag which are categorized into 5 categories. Then we had discussed paragraph tag, we had discussed address element, we had discussed BR tag. Now today we will continue from HR tag. HR is horizontal rule. It is used to produce a horizontal line. I can show you the example here. This is the HTML code and I will open it in a web browser with Google Chrome. Can you see this line? This is horizontal rule. The HR tag is used to produce a horizontal line. The width of the browser's window. The default is the length of the line. The default will be the width of the window, entire window. Here I have used HR tag. Here I have specified the width as 80%. If I would have not specified this attribute here, for example, I am only using HR tag, Control S, and I will refresh it. It will be the width of the window. Default is entire width of the window. If I want to specify the width that the HR should occupy only 80% of the window, then I will use the width attribute and the value should be in percentage. See, if I will use the width attribute in HR tag and the value is 80%, I'll save it and refresh it. Can you see the width of the HR horizontal rule is changed to 80%? 80% of the 100% window. Okay. So it is used to produce a horizontal line. The width of the browser's window. It allows to differentiate sections of your document. If, for example, you want to divide the contents of your document into 3 or 4 sections, there I can use the HR tag. It has attributes size and width, and the percentage of windows covered by it. Attributes will let you alter the thickness. See, width is to occupy the width of the window, but size attribute is to specify the thickness of the line. For example, size is equal to, for example, I'm giving 5. I'll save it and refresh this. See, the thickness of the line has changed. So size and width are the attributes of HR tag. Next is comments. As we had learned in C++, there also we can write the comments. What is the purpose of comments actually in a code? Why we write the comments in a code? Because, for example, there are two coders, programmers. One is working in morning shift, another one is working in night shift. The coder who is in morning shift have made changes in the code. How will the programmer who is working in the night shift will come to know that what all changes were made by the programmer who was working in morning shift? So the programmer who was working in the morning will write the comments along with the code which he has altered. So the programmer who will come during the night time will come to know that okay, these are the lines are being added by the person who was using this code in the morning. So comments are very useful. So in HTML also we can use comments. For that, this is the symbol which we use. Here's the example. Angular bracket, exclamation, double dash. This is a comment and double dash, angle bracket, close. This is how we specify the comments in the HTML document. For example, in this code, I have used this. See, angle bracket, exclamation, double dash. Whatever I have written within this and this is comment. This is comment for me. Okay, so let me see if I have put this is also in comment. So this entire line which is selected is in comments. So let me see how the browser will interpret this. Let us check. I'm not able to see anything. After this, nothing is being displayed on the web page because the browser will ignore it because it knows that it is comment. So the browser will ignore a comment. You can use comments to explain your own code to some other person who is accessing your code, which can help you when you edit the source code at a later date. Note that you need an exclamation point after the opening bracket. Of course, after the opening bracket, I require the exclamation, but not before the closing bracket. Not before the closing bracket. Comments do not nest. I cannot use comments within comments. Like we had learned the meaning of nest in previous video. So we cannot use comments within the comments or within the comments. Okay. The double dash sequence. Okay. We cannot have double dash sequence within the text. May not appear inside a comment except as part of the closing tag because the browser might misinterpret it. If I will use double dash within this content somewhere if I use, right, so it might misinterpret it. The browser will misinterpret it. You must also make sure that there are no spaces in the start of the comment string. What it means is if I will use space here, see, I'll save it and let's see how the web browser will do. See, it has misinterpreted it. So there shouldn't be any space between this starting bracket and exclamation. There shouldn't be any space. Got it? For example, this I have told you. Headings we have already discussed in previous videos, H1 to H6, inline style sheet. This is an example of inline style sheet. Then pre-tag. Pre-tag means pre-formatted. This tag pre-formats the text. The text appearing between pre and closing pre is displayed in monospace form. Monospace means monospace font is a font whose letters occupy the same amount of horizontal space. We'll see the example of this. Using this tag, you can position the characters. It can also be used for columnar lists. So what it means, let's see. The same example we will see. Pre tag I have used here, closing pre tag, and this is the text within the starting and closing pre tags. So let us see the output. This is the output. It is monospace, the space between the letters, same space between the letters, same horizontal space between the letters. For example, Control S, refresh, monospaced form. Can you see? So this line, using this tag, we can position the characters. Yeah, we can position the characters. Just now you saw, because it has equal space between the letters. Or it has also mentioned it can also be used for columnar list. Columnar list means, see, if I have given only one space. I want to give 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want to give 1, 2, 3, and 4 is already there. I will save it and refresh this. See, I can display the text within the pre-formatted tag in columns. See, this is one column, this is second column, you can say. Column, you know, na? Rows and column in a table. Vertical is column, and horizontal is row within a table. Okay, I hope this is clear. Next topic is font tags in HTML. Font tags are deprecated. Deprecated means they, instead of using font tag, there are other options available which provides better efficiency. Font tag is used to give size to the font of the text, change the font of the text, change the color of the text. So these are the facilities given by the font tags, but it is deprecated in today's version of HTML. Today's version of HTML is HTML5. So there it is recommended to use CSS. I had mentioned this term while I was explaining the style within the head tag. CSS means cascading style sheet. So instead of font tag, we can it is recommended to use cascading style sheet, CSS. So to have different size and color to the text rather than using heading tags, you remember H1 to H6? Many people use font tag. The font tag in HTML is deprecated, as I had told you. It is supposed to be removed in a future version of HTML. Till now it has not been removed, but it might be removed. Okay, instead of HTML, it is recommended to use CSS, cascading style sheet. So font is a tag. It has various attributes like size, then face, color. So these are the three attributes, and the size attribute can have a value as number, or the value of the size attribute can be plus number. The value of the size attribute can be minus number. The value of the face attribute is face name, that means Times New Roman, Calibri. Color attribute, the value of the color is the color value, color name. So let's see what it means. Okay. Let's first see the output of this. I will use BR tag here to break the line everywhere. I will save it and let's refresh this. See. So let's find out what it exactly means. Font size is equal to 2. It determines the size of the text. The size of the font defines the font size. If I will change it to 5 for example and save it, refresh it, the size of the text will change. Okay, then this is to this value of size attribute of the font tag is to increase the size of the font by 1. So if this is 5, it will be 6. It is taking the default size. The default size of the text will be increased by 1, not this size. Let us see the default size. I will not use the size attribute here. Let us see the default size. This is the default size. It will be increased by 1, and the second one is -1, means it will decrease the default size by 1. So if you will see, this is the default size. It will be increased by 1 and it will be decreased by 1. Next is the face attribute of font tag. We can specify uh, any face. For example, you can refer the different types of face available for the fonts. For example, I want to use this. This is the name of this face. I'll copy it and I will paste it here. Save it. Let us see the face of this text defines the font name. See, the face is changed. We can change the style, you can say style of the text, font, face of the text. Then color. We had discussed when we were discussing about the body attribute BG color. The value of this color attribute can be hexadecimal code or it can be the color itself. So this is the hexadecimal code. This hexadecimal code represents the yellow color, or I can specify directly the color. For example, green, or I want to use red. I will save it and refresh this. It has turned to red. I can directly use the name of the color. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. Then we will do marquee tag. This we will do in next video. For today, we will stop here. Thank you.